That I told.
She'll get wind of it. So I mean, obviously, I feel for all those people who went through that. But
I used to get drunk all the time, but I haven't drank enough.
We have some
doubt. I want to talk about one of the random topics that we had because it's very. You can't tell me if we're just talking just music, he ain't good. He got it, and this is the thing that I think is so unfortunate about this entire situation.
Now they're just like enhancing this whole and don't matter or women don't matter. I refuse to believe that, and I hope that's not the case.
She has done.
Some
are salty. They
should be like talking about maybe Louis C.K. Louis C. calling cards and shit.
Yeah, that's they said they take like trophies and different. I'll block you.
Yeah, people will hate you no matter what you do.
Right.
If you do this,
I mean, I hate you.
Knowing that mermaids was like an actual thing, and I was just like, man,
taste in my mouth for that. Like I don't like that.
Honestly, it shouldn't have been an article. The headline was.
It's just something about when he says, "Yeah, these are my guys." There's no filter. There's no. I'd rather be. Yeah. Oh my God.
Redbone hit. Then he was just like. He hit, and then he was just like, you know what? I'm woke. I still beat this. You know what the weirdest thing about this is that this isn't something new.
No.
We just keep getting.
And that's my thing. I'm not saying Sure Mermaid. He hit the.
Well, you know what was dope about that?
Oh my God, I see him.
And that was like, it was like.
I don't know. Roots for your team or an athlete of any sort.
You know, and when it gets too
fans, this won't happen again. I love that. Because you lost respect.
You gonna get hit with that purple devil emoji.
I think that there is the mouth towards niggas who are doing real crimes.
I actually do think.
It's a no for me though.
Like I said, whether you like it or not, doesn't matter.
I don't all of this for me to stop listening.
And everybody with America too.
From who?
Women beef. You know what I mean?
This is an off night. I had some drinks with my yak and she failed that test miserably. She started having a lot or taper.
Do you want to catch a fade?
Well, they'll do stuff. They know that they're doing it. But they're so fucked up.
You'd think if your kids was in harm, there'd be like one thing, like something happened at the R.Kelly. You're not uncomfortable talking about this. Once they see a whole celebrity exposed on a.
Oh wow.
And he basically was just like saying like, yeah, I was trash at first, and I had
accused of terrible. I mean, Cosby Show is one of my favorite shows.
Oh no, like, Cosby canceled.
Like, what's the percentage?
First of all, the word you're looking for is uninhabited.
Be a jerk when you everybody. You know what I'm saying? That people have been seeing you because I probably would not. No exaggeration. That social hole. Okay, because we only have a few minutes left, and this is why I feel so strongly about it.
In the summertime video,
very important.
Okay.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night for I really, and he's really fucking good in music. Now you might not be a fan of him, but I have shit about nobody. She ain't out here trying to ridicule or demean. She's just out here fucking article. Like motherfuckers bomb all the time.
It was a New Year's Eve event.
People bomb on.
It's just funny to see. It's no different than watching Harry Potter.
But that's what peak might
happen to him. Absolutely. Does that mean that he should pass off his scars to a million? I'm not. No one summed up Nicki Minaj. His documentary dropped, and then it's like he's in jail. Like you think that he's y'all still listening to him, but it's like compartmentalized.
Right.
Like,
he's just doing what Kanye does.
He's just doing some crazy stuff. Right. There's been a lot of stuff like that.
About the Meek Mill. The Meek Mill is the latest of things.
And I was like.
First of all, you got to understand that's the same song,
right?
No, they're connected, but I still have empathy for him.
Is it unfortunate that that's some stuff that's on our mind? Like, do mermaids exist?
I really want to talk
just stuff like that.
We can scrape everything and really talk. When he did, I guess I'm just ignorant. I'm like
within themselves, exactly. But it's like what accountability? Back to the lecture at hand.
That's Snoop said that back in time. Wait,
so basically, they were like little kids.
Okay.
And basically what it was talking about was, at the time, and then ADD's going to be out of here.
On her album, with Dreams of fucking...
Right, but this is before she was with Meek or after?
I'm just saying that...
I personally thought that was disrespectful.
But when you compare him just being a nigga that just runs his...
No, now, and I'm just... My last point is I hope that the Boondocks doesn't come to spin this about you.
Have done this to you. Here's resolution for you.
Most hardcore... Nicki versus Meek Beehive. I can say Bay all the time. The main thing that people...
So there will be no Drake slander on my watch. But...
Not with his group.
The things I say so much more. Podcast from the squad.
Right.
Then we can see who you really are. We don't always like what.
Hold up. That was 4 white people at festivals.
Did he sound like that when he said it?
It's a pretty good impersonation.
There might be something to this Drake curse, though. I think that maybe... So it's like we're canceling, but it's
I can't watch that show.
But I get breathe underwater now. I think we can.
But we know now. We've been new, but we
like name dropping everybody.
I don't listen.
When it came to the Meek Mill part, where she said Meek Mill problem that I have with Nicki Minaj,
because
we don't got to talk about that shit no more.
This is kind of along the same line. Damn. Damn, and
That's
they accuse him of.
I don't fucking understand things like this. Shit just happened.
That like every rapper he endorses. Like I haven't heard from
1,000 people.
Believe it.
And it's like you have to just
that whatever killed the dinosaurs, whether it be a meteor or something, did not affect the lowest.
Into it, I think he like closed the door. Some
traumatizing stuff. I don't think he actually.
She like stops the beat and like I could tell the nigga dirty secrets.
There's obvious without the Fashion Nova dress.
And I doubt they sing it. They just. So I really think
separate them
and compartmentalize it. Be like, I hate this.
Just like I don't plan. Coaches used to send players to watch. There's like pockets of the world. Man, that shit is fire. Fuck all that. Or like, man, do that. That shit is funny. Or like, put that. Keep drip. That means maybe that drop that video. That shit is. That's the hot. Like, but like overly. Like, man, nigga, that's the hottest song.
Quickly in front of her.
Yeah, I did a post about this on my social media and
idolize and look up to because I said
some people are too accessible. Remember when the whole thing with like wasn't it Ralph
I'm a dork. I know that you look at me, you be like clothed in the shower with it running, crying about the thought of this.
Okay.
Dude saying that you got to be Tiffany Haddish's #1 fan. But nigga, just leave it at that. Like, Doughboy is the life of the party. He's always
no one
out.
does that.
You know,
he is
more popular somehow.
And that's not even the first time. Last year, like all of this.
I feel you.
All right, next topic. The drip. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was a whole nother song.
Yeah. I love that song. I'm just saying. Gambino.
Take your time, sir.
First on the timeline, man.
A lot going on.
I think the main thing that's
because even when you and I had talked, because I guess he's doing on her level. She is a superstar. I'm a nigga coming up in the game. I've been booed in front of Fortune, the people that we. What are you just gonna keep doing them 2 songs? Because all I know is This Is America with the shoulder roll. Be able to breathe under there. Came open toe.
You know what's crazy? I feel like some people are better off without social media. Like
of last year, people were buying tickets to his concert.
And she probably does it. She just keeps it to herself. Because you know she don't like Kim Kardashian. One, they are through that, and then it's like that's social media. The
Travis Scott thing, like, like, am I tripping or does that sound like something else?
Constant pterodactyl sighting.
$1 million. Like, it's almost like
I just.
You guys don't know. I just finished my EP called This EP. Now and again, I'll throw one too.
So welcome to the internet, as Silverman said. Cotton Mermaids, it's a real thing. Yeah, and it was like they were showing different footage. I watched that.
Champagne and
that's actually great.
But
advice
when you lose, people are looking at you. How are you going to?
Let's talk about that.
He had help, and people in Coachella this year.
Yeah,
and so
that was fun. I don't care if it was
one that be in the water.
All right,
Stegosaurus can't live in the water. Cool. So let me just tell you what happened.
Hitting. She forgot it,
and it's just like you got to. First of all, it is very fucking difficult. And I would
have been Patrick Cloud.
This has been The Internet is Undefeated. Tap in with your boys.
Hey, like a whole thing for you at home.
Oh baby,
CP told me about this. Like, damn, I didn't finish those. I make cool stuff by myself, but my calling is just suggesting cool. If Beyonce, if she switched out, Rihanna can rap too, but Kendrick wrote all her. They probably look closer to Ursula.
Without educated take to talk about it, it was hard to watch.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's me mostly about this. Once he publicly
is like Halloween for me. It always like catches. I also think it's situational. I also think it's situational because in the beginning of all that stuff when he was just
so much more important because now I'm not gonna put myself out because I know if I say it, was my go-to sex disc for like a long even. I always took that with me.
You learned that at 7?
At 7 years old. Everybody
like, I hiking right now. So it's like
I doubt I'm gonna like it, but you should just throw them up there.
Okay.
And every things this was the thing. And tell me about that.
Lured children away from their families into the dark forest.
There's a self in that position. Like, what would I do?
It's I've always been in a
about that, but I know they want to hear about Cop. That was one of the movies that made me want to write.
5 minutes.
But you know he's been accused of some crazy amount of songs I want to do, and I made sure because people get offended when you say female.
Really?
Hard for them to talk about the stuff that they were willing to talk about. Just think about whatever they're not, the things that they were
Is that a thing?
Yeah. As a consumer of content, to be able to
post themselves and interview,
supporting somebody that broke in people's careers.
Nicki could have.
It was
Undecided.
It's a song. It was your boy. So let Beyonce be the water
where everybody is dancing around. Yeah. They're saying.
Bad people, monsters.
Yeah. You saw that the Trump wall,
really?
Chocolate Factory.
Okay, I'm not.
I've had sex without it.
It was one of my favorites.
Beyonce regret by dumping Doughboy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I seen you support me. Come over to the house.
Nigga wasn't even doing it in secret. This nigga called himself the Pied Piper.
Piper. They were talking about
really like assault anybody. He did some weird.
Be like that. Like I be wanting
fans to judge.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm gonna pitch a different musical.
That you wouldn't do these things. Just be
the internet is undefeated. Too, because Astro World was just holding that #1 spot, and that's what she started doing the whole like, man, it's because other people. It seems like they do that too. Because for sure, I killed so many of my, and it's just like, what? Right. He's on the fence for me. If something came out where he was just like, you know, going a little too, I was upset that Travis like knocked her little building.
Travis can't be.
But I just know that if Beyonce just said, you know what, just for 1 year.
Wow. Is this how you go?
Dinosaurs, maybe through like
a Scorpion as a classic. Don't you ever say
listening to rappers who had domestic cases?
Is that then you all?
Oh, who was better? It's like Nicki
gets victims.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got the sound check. That's the shit. So it's like, okay, first of all, let's talk. And then they start fucking with social media has eliminated the gap.
And what I think when I'm saying that is like female rappers. And Travis didn't even respond.
That's right.
That's why I'm waiting.
And I don't.
I'm putting it up on the board. Okay. Every episode, I'm doing a different musical.
I just don't prefer to have all of the extra. He did not act.
It's like a resurgence.
A revamp, if you will.
I don't even know how
it's really a thing. They don't like
women rappers.
Just women. Yeah, well, let's go off topic real quick. You got any New Year's resolutions?
And then you're gonna get the Drake curse. About on an official level, and I think that's why it was just
people. I think this technology and this day that we live in, they can hide behind.
I get in trouble for that. But if you can imagine,
so I've got to like really like just seeing a little different.
That's
stuff.
What you do at home.
Undefeated a pod. You can't have an opinion. I don't believe.
My favorite. And once those real saying you said that, I'm just saying that.
I want to make sure. Didn't say that. I did not say that.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'd rather be with Don't catch you slipping.
Bruh, I'd rather be with you.
Yeah. Eating. A professor told me this.
No. I'm making that.
No. But it was good or not. The point is that
they do. You want me to rap it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not a matter of if
it ain't like you did this in '99. Like people was doing this like in 08. Comment on the video. Hop in the comments. Let us know if you have questions, stuff you want us to talk about.
Assault, right?
And it's just I don't feel like it's a. And don't get me. I always think that when I hear it. But back to the
and then Destiny's Child came out.
See, so and I'm glad you brought that up, ladies. Let this be a lesson to you.
New female rapper came on the scene. It was automatically a beef.
You are musical.
I'm just gonna go for it, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you.
But I won't go to the gym. This is kind of where my. And then when it came to the
purple devil emoji'd all these people. That's what $50K. Can you imagine being that racist?
It's $50,000. He had a whole team of people that was helping. That knee-jerk reaction from people, and now when you give a person a phone, so the fact that he couldn't read, but this is the thing that bothered. Just because of his earning potential. I don't even know how to measure that stat. I am very rarely impressed by what people say, and like how she handled the whole Cardi thing. I thought when her.
Oh, you remember the animation thing where he's just walking around?
The good.
He can sing.
He can put
like assaulted anybody.
So you're just saying that it
finish things. You're gonna start shit. You know what I mean? But if you're more focused on finishing, then you're less likely to just. It's almost like how Bone Thugs like.
Child to work with him after these allegations were out.
That's what I'm saying.
McGregor, remember Conor McGregor was knocking everybody out. Once terrible, and so it was just difficult. And I just hope that this is
peace and it all knocked down, and Nicki started crying.
Actually showed the act that I tricked all you motherfuckers.
Right, that's why Serial.
There's no other form of entertainment that's that nerve-wracking. Like even if you're
as the internet hit, you started like finding somewhat of a way, but then when that.
I mean, what parent would do that? Like you see what I'm saying? So
why not? You're not invited.
Right. And on that note, they don't get no sunlight.
Okay, you got me with that one.
It sounds like like something, right?
No,
women get offended if you use the term female. I've heard that from several people now.
And it's just like you can't. I don't think there's a separation. Like
I hate everything that he's done, and I don't think. What song does that sound like? Say what? It just sounds like
just didn't rock with it. You know what I mean? And then Pinkett Smith had a really interesting video. She just did a quick rant that said all that stuff about like domestic abusers. Like all those dudes were still getting spins.
You know what it reminds? You can't be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, does that mean that they can just go
still
good?
Yeah.
And that's
she just melted. It's photos, and I'm gonna tell you guys too. Look this up. There's like photos of like Civil War, dude.
Everybody knows Drake's my favorite rappers. Wins when you don't lose.
It would get Drake to talk to their enemies, like how Nicki Minaj thing. He's like right on the fence.
Was she name check?
Only goal is to head podcast. Doughboy, Patrick Cloud. Yeah.
That was your pitch that you were talking about?
And here's the other thing. She got drunk and forgot.
And it's like,
she wasn't going through her set, and it wasn't like Carrots. He did that Freaks and Geeks video where he was just running around and jumping around. She was like in daycare.
Hey, you knew this was happening and you let it happen. The thing that I said I would do this year is not understand the psychology of it's you. It's
Fuck R.Kelly.
Fuck R.Kelly.
But this year, I have a really, really good one, and it's I want to start.
The lecture at hand, Nicki Minaj.
To like develop, and you could see his sound. I didn't really like his sound at first. Of ambitious people is their ambition, and with that, you see all that and see that he's still getting support, and people are still defending him. And just some things that's way more fun. So you'll start 40 things, and then look up and be like, okay, he's always been my favorite stand-up. He's a genius, and he didn't do it again. Beyonce, the rap game needs you. Every time you dip into rap, you have to
need to finish. I did this and her earlier. I love how Tiffany lost. When she lost, she didn't make excuses. She didn't.
What's on the timeline?
They were just talking so much shit.
I think it was in the booth with a Rosetta Stone. I'm serious.
My weekend is gonna be this.
There's
when she started doing her radio show, it started to become.
Of them are holidays that I don't think about. If she had done what Drake is really good at, and Drake will see who's hot, goes.
What would I do? Because there was parts in the story where you win for so long, it's almost like we discredit your.
Like new information. It's tough. My playlist looked like a damn lineup.
I know about life on other planets. I just have 40 open cases.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that finishing, if that's your
like, say the Trayvon Martin thing, and mermaids exist. Now let me tell you why.
Open up this warm scripts waiting, and you.
She's done that I don't like. He should different.
She was so on top, she couldn't accept. Fake curse. It's looking like Drake is the new Lil B. She dusted it off like what, twice a year?
Nigga with guns
and Lazy Bones drop. Don't do that. You can't. Blah 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 blah. And when I talk to,
it's probably the most important conversation.
Portals or something like that.
Do you think that the pilots in airplanes?
Can you separate? I'm trying to start a conspiracy podcast. Would you do that?
Yeah.
At least once.
I believe they're as pretty as Ariel. It's a little
like the environment that it's in, the industry, all the other. And you did it.
And I feel so good.
New Year's resolution.
Like crying or something after I lost the game. And I remember Coach just telling me like everybody's watching. When you shout out to Travis, maybe I get on a remix of one of them records so I can feel. He had been searching for hot topics. Not hot topics, but like
go up there and
and how can she? It's at the beginning of. You
know what? Some artists.
Say that one more time.
Some people are better off without social media because.
It's not a crime to say
like you like that. And then it's like we really learn who they are, and we're like, ew.
Right. I'm gonna do it.
And ended up.
Oh, he cheated on her?
No, I don't know. I mean, that's.
She says I'm not a bitter bitch, but some of the things they're treading lightly because we are comedians and we always say things we ain't trying to say. You know what I mean? Because I grew up on R. Kelly's music. Really, TP2.com.
I'm a rapper now. The game needs her. She has.
Reminded me of sometimes like
I always thought who else is putting on for Gucci?
Every lady that ever.
That's a good one.
So that's kind of.
It's funny. Like
first time, I was just like. Jesus.
Like, oh, this is dope. Put something up on the board.
Okay, right.
We could leave it to the
PR person to stop everybody. If you really think, like she was going to his trial every day, and she was like, "Hey, okay." Then he's seen her like, "Oh, curse is it Drake?"
It was y'all, and we would have been like, well, not we. But they would have been just like, "Oh, number 2 for sure."
Exactly.
Astroworld, Cult, you ought
us to at least finally wake up and be like, we can't. Because even as
not all the way committing.
Our first podcast is about Beyonce. So regardless.
This year.
This year.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm about 115 pounds. Your reenactments of people are funny to me.
This the same as the song.
The Raptors, they always getting booted out once he started endorsing them.
Like transparent in how he blew up. Like his first, he said that when he first started rapping and he did that.
Twitter fingers are activated.
He put on that Lord, we haven't seen most of it.
So you mean I believe that not only are there mermaids, there's not.
So let me explain. I feel like every good podcast, and he's just looking at the rap game, and they're like kids and stuff like that. Nicki Minaj is better than Childish. Part is that she's been in movies. Like maybe she just hasn't been doing stand up like that. Okay.
Now you know what I'm saying.
I used to think sharks were in the pool. It's true. That episode where he was being tried, and everybody was like, man,
for a long time. Cool. Then it was a
time that he dropped that video. Travis Scott was going crazy. Astro.
She was performing that song, the Dreams of Mess, which she was talking. Patrick, you might be miscomfortable talking about.
And now think about how many people, with talent who gets in the game.
Because Kanye's been canceled and he ain't committed no crimes. I just feel like he's an asshole. But I canceled him pretty much.
As a thing with Travis, and like I guess Travis like built the worst.
I'm starting to come to the conclusion it must be something wrong with us
by like keeping himself in with
what's hot. And a lot of times he's
basically what I Williams was just
done terrible things.
Been known.
Suckers.
Oh, I told you she's not funny. Cat Williams was
cost Kanye over $100 million.
My ideas didn't do so many things.
See him and they just don't say nothing.
I personally don't care if any of if he dropped a special, I'd feel out the first 5.
It's like
I missed a huge opportunity. And
I don't know what song is
go against it. I have to ask the question because this is
he's good. At least there's like over 80%
docu-series. This was a 6-parter.
A 6? How do
you could have music is their sweet spot or whatever they do, and we're huge fans of them. If we just interpret who you compartmentalize music
when whatever the guy's name. Think about it. Like, and I don't want to like start throwing people under the bus, but people from
she's never been funny. She's never been stand up, and it really showed me like how I don't know anything.
They're not little robots, like What do you mean?
I don't follow the barbs.
Okay, so the song is
like you can't be picking up your girl from middle school in a car.
Yeah, midgets coming under the sink. It was crazy. But I've just been inspired by.
So on New Year's Eve, Tiffany Haddish bombed.
Right.
Bombed a stand-up performance.
I think what was it? American Beauty. One of my favorite movies, and it's just like
this stuff. Like I'll watch a Bigfoot documentary knowing it's bullshit. I think.
Hey, we can't. I'm happy for number 2.
And he fell off. Oh, I want the old one. Blah 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 blah. It's like they're waiting. 3005 to 2000. There's a whole conspiracy black hole.
Damning evidence for maybe.
I don't choose to believe that this means that black women. There were people donating like say lesson.
Huh?
Did he say back to the lesson at hand?
Lecture. Back to the lesson.
Far, I'm canceling.
I guess we have to find out the parameters of women after that.
But
I wouldn't even in a pool.
Levels of the ocean. So I think whatever was down there back then cheated on her with a girl and then ended up staying with her. What they're doing is horrible and stuff like that. But how we react to it always compared. Nicki Minaj fans would have still been like, cool. Like if she was like number 2, we did it, y'all.
Right.
I don't know.
Round ones. But they're
just hot. They drop.
Nobody cares. Everybody watches how you lose.
I'm a monster because a monster monstered me. They're saying that these women, they're saying one of two things. They're saying either they were grown and
That's just how you lose. I think I was.
I feel like it's situational. It depends.
It has to be. And those parents sitting up, niggas start getting washed.
So I'm saying.
Alabama got whooped on.
He hugged Kanye.
And it doesn't even
women
lead
on
to resolution. And that's the thing that I have actually been saying lately, that self-talk
is the scary part. Because you think that, but yeah, it's wild because like 14.
So she's been famous for 20 years.
Right.
She's a great girl, great woman. I didn't call her a girl. Great person. Great person.
No positives.
I was about to say, where are the positives?
I didn't mean to say that.
Point out the positives.
People are saying like, oh. That's what I'm saying.
What happened to that note? He'll be in my DMs. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Is this a new song?
No, it's the song that she did. On their heads, they'll do little shit to give you clues. Like, it's like, you took, I'm nowhere near.
They're like waiting for a slip up, and it's. Right. I feel like that's like some.
I learned this very, very young. Very, very, very young. I think I was maybe 7 when I learned this.
You gonna write
about something. You gotta write something. Right. It's clickbait.
She bombed. But at the same time, it's like
water dinosaurs. Yes. I knew about the air ones. Those are pterodactyls, and I knew about the. And that was
he
the crazy
grew his
thing.
Afro out.
That was the crazy thing. The first 5 chapters. So can the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Automatically, I'm gonna have to go against that.
That's what he did. That wasn't me.
Well, no. I'm just gonna have to go things.
Right.
But it's weird that the truth was worse than what I thought. Like
it was back to
that's dope. It is something.
It is something else. And I want to have the body of Michael B. Jordan by the end of the year.
See, he did some dumb stuff.
You gotta be kicking yourself in the ass.
Imagine 6 months. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'll maybe sing on my songs, but like, and he kind of like, even though Drake is clearly the hottest rapper on the planet, he still keeps his brand fresh.
And I have empathy for him. We'll clap it up, man. We got through our first ever.
That they say they're still like, and it's easy to point the finger and be like, that is something else.
It sounds like something else. But shout out to Childish Gambino. I didn't mean for us to.
And I'm like, oh, I have a resolution this year. Okay, no more Sprite. Like, it's always something stupid.
Right.
What if this extends past sports? Like, what if we found out?
Exactly, because when Kanye is no different today than he was in 05.
What is this saying about? Obviously, R.Kelly is in the wrong.
Right.
Obviously,
we know that.
Was building some absolutely what's
There's
wrong.
Been known.
He dated Aaliyah. Shut up.
That's actually really great. I'm actually really proud of him.
LeBron.
Over. Trash. You right.
I'm waiting.
I would just be like everybody. They get their friends to help them. Like, I don't know that we can just look at the parents and say
of sports.
He got to stop rooting for people.
So explain what the Drake curse is.
Okay, Drake.
So it's like
is that you can try to parent your kids the most perfect way. Serve me. I'm gonna be somebody one day. And I can talk about this with a different vantage that I rarely hear about her anymore for the music. I hear about
G was to do his rants on stage. Remember, he was just doing those consciousness things, and he was like, "Wait a minute, with prom,
yeah, that was probably his life golden achievement. You cannot tell.
That was the wrong word and the wrong stat.
Was it?
Yeah.
What is it? The most recent people that he endorsed?
The ones that become almost like making her look like a toddler. Headed white women.
The world was just different. No, he's the same loudmouth teenager before. Like,
think that everybody's kind of like focused on the negatives of Nicki. There are no Yeezys.
See, really?
I can compare
off her latest album. So, man, they're saying you're great. You're killing it out here. And you're calling like that is a great
MAGA hat. And then he said slavery is a choice.
Yeah. And that's society and a culture.
A society. I learned that the voice in our
it's inevitable. Everybody's going to cool off. Podcast. Make sure if you guys do nothing else, like, almost got to stop listening. I'll have a free for all and do whatever. No, but at the same time, been Doughboy. I want to think this up. I have a 13-year-old daughter. Shout out to you. The thing that changing. Alabama is the most recent
category of female rappers. Like, when is the last time you've ever heard raised hella money on GoFundMe? They were just like, help build the wall, and like, it wasn't a popular opinion. But that Beyonce finally figures out that the internet is undefeated. We will be doing this on the shit to other people.
You're a very collaborative player.
If I was just in the room with Beyonce, I don't need to make nothing else. If I could just all right, guys, thank you so much for watching Twitter.
Yes. that social media is the worst thing. This is where I fall in. And I know this is a sensitive topic, so was trying to go and get his daughter. They couldn't get their daughter back. So I put my right, because apparently he can't read.
Yeah, it was.
Side note, have empathy for R.Kelly when he assaulted as a child.
I don't care about that.
I'm not playing them like you. Don't
get through all of it.
I was like, I can't.
It was like, instead of just like,
you're dropping some bars.
That's
episode,
what I'm saying.
Patrick.
Like, okay. Imagine the voice.
Rah from her.
Say
her husband is home.
Become a rapper. When Spotify did all that, like, I had to stop listening to X. You know what I mean? X was imagine he cheating.
This is my take on this whole thing. This is how I truly believe that it happened. They get off on the fact
you just gonna make enough. Tiffany Haddish bombed Foxy Brown or Jay-Z. Go. You know what I mean? Right. It's always I'm saying crazy stuff and everybody was like, man, I'm off Kanye. He's wild and stuff like that. I could raps that I like.
Did he write Lemonade?
I don't know anything.
Lemonade was hard.
Negative influence. Like, it's super weird. Like, in our heads, we'd be like, no, don't do that. It's not good enough. Or like, the voice in your head was like a coach. You know what I mean?
You lose when you have adversity. That's when your true character. Cause that's when people are really looking. Because everybody can just.
So it's like, no one does that.
Okay, cool. But I'll be at the house a lot of time on YouTube.
Well, I was just like, I can't. You know. So
their stories, like, it was hard.
And if you look it up, like, there are photos like.
Don't play with me, Pat. Blame the audience. She didn't say nothing. Tiffany Haddish. She didn't say nothing about nobody. She just said, I had been a nigga. Man. You fucked that up.
Oh, man. He probably fucked up, too. Are gonna be more. What's going on in the news right now is this whole surviving R.Kelly.
Watch one of my points of this. Nobody.
I don't even know about other boyfriends. The only other person that surfaced was that nigga who went to her.
The thing that was tough for me to watch. Like, and I don't ever want to blame a parent. You know what I'm saying?
Good until Kanye.
For your hair choices, but we can still sit across from each other.
You wore that chain thinking this was just an audio only.
But I ain't a bitter bitch. This is
like that, but I'm just more aware of it now. Mm-hmm. And
what I'm saying is this: it becomes hard for me. Really,
you know what I mean?
Whatever. That's gonna end. If I say it, I'm gonna do it so that it makes the real estate of the things that I say.
I'm gonna tell you this. I probably shouldn't, but this is gonna be.
Maybe we can have one of our producers look that up.
He was good in that though.
But the movie was just trash.
Yeah.
I just feel like he just wins a lot.
He does.
Listen,
is 80% of the ocean is unexplored.
at the office. That's what I said.
The place you're looking for is the gym.
Away from that.
You're about 100 is on. Beyonce would handle that the exact opposite as Nicki.
You know what I just realized?
I mean, that's the thing with this.
Right.
People do say that. Well, he would, but it's like, you know what I mean. And at the end.
So yeah, but
I just wanted to move on real quick.
yeah, I'm okay. Try to. At the end of the day,
and it's like Nicki was on top of the world at the time. If
for a hot 8 years, him in a dark, secluded closet. I can have hatred.
And then Kanye was like,
you're a terrible person. I can also have
far.
Then like another song. I don't know what song it is.
Don't put me on the internet for the Bayhive.
The Bayhive?
Really?
He's dope.
And she carries herself so well. Any female deeply instinctual, like insecurity thing that everybody knows.
And
it's really fucked up. And the worst about dinosaurs that are still around, not water, like here. He's a piece of shit.
He is.
And I hope he goes to prison. And
I don't think he's one of that. He was just like, what are you doing?
I don't really got much else to say. Fuck that nigga.
Fuck him. If there's dinosaurs underwater, they gotta. Okay, cool. Let me ask you this though: is it safe? Like it inspired me. Like when I heard "Trapped in the Closet" for the funniest part about there was no funny parts on this thing, but the funny part about it was when they were talking break that down and compartmentalize it into daily things that I can do. And one gotta be something wrong. Because why in the entire fuck are we?
And it's always been a thing where every time a new
I think that's the fine line and just trying to figure out.
Heard that R.Kelly's music is okay.
He is dope.
Rappers will have a smooth decade. I probably have my best New Year's resolution this year than ever.
What is it?
Because I feel like New Year's resolution for the day, but it got a good response. I think that people nowadays had just dropped, and then Nicki dropped, and she peaked at number 2.
You've done stand-up? I've done
just like that in college. I started a million things. I'm kind of still like, and make sure you.
I hate it when it's funny, but I feel like it's rude. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish. She's a great fucking comic.
You guys follow us on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. We out. Doing coach thinking.
I mean, rap.
But
yeah.
And just
you get caught up in all the other stuff that you're doing, and I told myself, I'm like, I'm not doing easy.
What was the last straw?
The slavery thing.
That's a
rappers. I was trying to protect you.
I mean, oh, she's just hating on Cardi, like, and I think that the 15 years away.
Shut up, you stupid. Push it in different. I wasn't really rocking with it. Cool, but then they go and do the extra shit like she ain't funny. Can we? Just like
because we would have been. I feel like
from another
that
guy.
English guy, but his version is whack. It was like I'm
Be
sprained ACL as soon as he said that. I got a video footage of people who like the same amount of people who think that Bigfoot exists. Step number 2, and that's how we saw.
So
we
now
just
we
like,
see how you lose.
I hate him.
Stuck the kid.
You said that.
Okay, I'm just saying that.
I hate everything about
a lot of people
because I remember
a lot of it now. Like Kevin Spacey. If you would have asked me a year to understand, like she's going through a lot of changes in her life. Her life is.
That might be why she's
for her. I think she's such a good artist,
or they were young and they didn't know what they were doing.
Just don't do stuff that ain't good.
Not
Outside
anymore.
of that Star Wars movie, people had some mixed reviews.
See what I'm saying?
I think so crazy. Like one of the girls that he ended up recruiting was at his trial.
Best verse on the song.
Your husband is Hove.
Your husband is Hove. That might be why she's not doing it.
Get a fade.
And the rap game needs.
They gotta be shut up.
Beyond day ones or their hardcore fans are just like.
Fuck cares how. Shut up. Nobody cares how you win.
We don't ever talk to ourselves like that.
No, and that's the thing.
I mean,
you gotta dig good energy. That's the thing I don't like. Do that shit to the fucking assholes, man. Tiffany ain't out here talking difficult thing because a lot of the people that I did,
but there's a camera.
To my chagrin.
So we have to see.
But at the same time, it was tough to watch that now are being. I believe social media is popping. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. 2005. Hold up. And he was like in a carnival with a teddy bear that was like fake. Like that was fun.
I think that I've learned as a parent.
Pretty big.
I thought that was disrespectful.
I mean,
we know is a monster that is. I feel like some market for what
don't
you
have
do.
the new Chris Brown song.
No, but
all right. Well, that was a pretty positive note considering we started out on surviving art because of the merch thing. He cheated and started like kind of like
I haven't even seen that
music. You know what I mean? And that's literally what happened. Like how Simpsons be predicting stuff. Like I feel like
you could have played this so.
This is America, but it's the same person, and it's like when allegations or whatever comes out.
Since what, 98?
She's been famous since she was like She was like, yeah, he did it in front of me. I was just like, yeah, just finish. But you're weird. Like, it's tough, I think.
To say that the Redbone song sounds like I've been sitting here just not hating this nigga.
And I believe that if I was an R.Kelly fan,
and saying
this
it's
is
okay.
why I do this to
I'm saying that
other
I'd rather be with you. Oh my God!
what she calls her fans. I don't know about a bunch of baby daddies.
None of that.
How far? Basically means it's like
that's just crazy. So
we love starting things. We love creating. Next week,
we gotta go find one of these mermaids and fish her. After she
okay. Like that whole scene in the Child Gambino thing was just like protect your child. Like it's
2 years to be
that's
honest.
What I'm saying.
And so for motherfuckers,
no, yeah, you're right. Okay. Cause no, Loki. As soon as I said that, I was like, no, Patrick. Rapping with Nicki.
Heard Beyonce say a negative thing about anybody. How in the fuck?
Worst. That's the worst. That is the worst part because it's like, what? That's hard.
But never.
This is obviously two good black people. And it's like, yeah, who?
I have a strong distaste.
Like yeah, it was just like some people are just better off without social media.
I have a theory about what you just said. I watch that a couple times a year now. I feel like I can't.
Like what? How many girls was there? He had help. Mills. Nicki is back in the headlines talking about Meek.
Let me talk about this.
Are
you talking about when Busy Bone was loading the musket?
Yeah, Busy Bone had the musket and even when they enjoy the entertainment. Yeah, but that's a headline. If you a journalist, no, wait, hold up. Let me finish this.
There's a lot of truth to what you just said because if artists are very sensitive people. If they're not sensitive people, they're sensitive about their art.
Childish saw that.
He'd be like, hey man, what did they write about me? Like, oh,
there's a lot, you were just telling me that.
I've never heard her speak disparagingly about anybody.
The homies.
And that's just like, God, you kind of get caught up in the
you
by yourself, make us laugh. People you've never met in your life. Like, it's hard to actually come up with 45 minutes to an hour. That can take you in upwards of.
Imagine he cheated.
You can look it up.
Yeah,
she was in her concert and.
Filet. All right, I guarantee documentary that when it dropped, they didn't say it.
Teenagers lie. They lie about where they're going.
It's like, is this the industry that we trying to get into? Like, this is wild. But all that extra stuff ain't that groupie here.
Oh, but groupie now.
That's what I'm saying.
You have a handkerchief, gotta get shot. Like, that's just where my head would go.
It's wild that there was not.
This is unpopular.
I'm about it every 4 years, and we get shocked, and then.
Up and said he himself was sexually. Yeah, I use of the ocean that is uninhibited.
The shit in black culture, and
rapper, you got the music, you got your niggas, you
pterodactyl, and there's like, you know what was dope about that, and you should look this up. They had a whole fake
that killed Trayvon Martin, and then he'll do like a GoFundMe, and then like raise like a
solutions. You're getting them done, and it's only January something.
I got to
fake away from you. he low key probably devil like a day before. And I'm like, oh, damn, I don't got a costume. Same with New Year's. I'm like, oh, damn, I missed the first two and still saw some horrible shit. And you see about you foolish. Going towards a point and then losing it?
I think that they're...
All right, next up.
It was...
All right, well, you said tread lightly,
I'm trying,
so
yes.
Big titties on the bottom of the ocean.
There got to be...
That's the thing.
But see, this is... Watch this. These to just be levels.
I heard Sarah's intro every episode.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
It's not a classic. I'll fight you on camera.
Damn, I was just I really hope that that's not the case. To get to talk to your other point, which I think is also interesting. $50,000 worth of racism?
Yeah, that's just. But you're weird. Hurry up.
And it's like, I almost wonder, like, how would life be if you're a feature with them?
Align with them.
You know what I mean? He aligns with them.
I'm saying, so I don't know that. Even if, because I mean, especially when kids are teenagers, like we've been.
One bad album, or bad is.
You mean in a good way?
Nicki could have been Cardi's like. Friends.
You don't even get around to being able to build a set. Like, it's a lot X.
Hey, you know who's sitting in the middle? Like,
I like your smile. I had thought it was CeCe Peniston, but it was somebody else.
People.
So, no, I'm not. No, I didn't say that. CeCe,
no, I'm not. They were locked in there
with buckets.
And R.Kelly.
We counsel people.
I'm ripping off This Is America.
Even when like the victims were recounting
people around them, it's crazy because it's like, rap.
That he don't love them. I don't. Listen.
Oh, he did say that.
He did. Back to the left. It's a very difficult thing because I think about that like just as a father, like
and the person.
Right.
I feel like
you're working her ass off, and all you suckers can do is talk about it.
Dinosaur.
So what kind of dinosaurs are there?
It would just be a completely different Kelly.
But before we get,
she was just like making herself look dumb. So like boy JB in a minute.
I haven't. Where is I Love Marconi? Black people. Just Twitter wasn't around. So, and his music spiked. Lines
of canceling people.
You already know what it is.
The internet's undefeated with do. Finally. Calling it coach thinking. And what that means is, that's the curse. Yeah. It all stems from the purple devil emoji.
In shooter, eventually something will stick to the wall.
Will stick.
How can I detach that quickly, but it takes, you can't.
He had full R.Kelly braids at the time. It's way worse than I thought. Because, like, hearing that somebody has a
be on a pop back to my head. If Beyonce came out with a rap album,
obviously there shouldn't be. You know, you in the interview is not necessarily
poetry.
The real stuff.
Yeah.
So what's that girl? And then she like let him do it. This is real because it doesn't affect my life. I just like feeding into that track, and everybody was like, nah, and he was like, well, we can fight though.
Looked up to in my life are being accused of terrible things. So it's
it's all criminals on the playlist.
Dudes, he can write, he can arrange. Well, his brand is just so tarnished now. Like, who even wants to?
I would still.
I'm like, you're
over here looking up mermaids on YouTube.
That's how I get inspired. Shut up. But anyway, so you be ugly.
They're not like red menages, but like
barbs.
Menages. Okay, barbs. Like we did.
They don't have light. Yeah. Like I built a set. You know how hard it is. Will be. So Serena Williams, he started rocking with her. She started losing. And so we're all going to have fucking bad days.
Somebody like.
Side note, you should say woman, which is why I had you repeat that. Theory about that with monsters, and now they do this thing called hiding out in the open. I think they illustrated it on the thing.
Compartmentalize those two things.
What, fashion?
Fashion.
So if R. Kelly designed windbreaks, it made me feel worse in watching it. Like even if you just don't like the show, like yo, I seen her show.
I was just trying to be Drake on that album. Like I didn't really know how to rap. I was basically a Drake ripoff. I had a gimmick like a pink hood. Oh, people are almost waiting to do that.
For R. Kelly, for the things that he is accused of, I can be like, I despise everything about you.
No, or Polo. No, I'm talking about when all those designers
alone. And what I mean by that is
the girls and what the stature looking for. And my mind was blown for like 4 days, and then they were just like, "Oh, it's fake." What y'all listen to last?
Right, like so.
Practice. They should send Drake to watch practice.
Go over there. Yeah.
And all Drake needs to be like is. Nice jump. Undefeated, guys. This is a weekly trending podcast. We're going to be talking about what he's never such is one nigga. He's one person. And there was
but Jesus. No, I feel you. And I just feel like there's no winners. She was on stage at a show, and maybe we can cut to the footage.
All right.
I hate that. And
they're waiting for it.
It's fucked up.
Expect like.
But this is the thing. It's real. And Drake put his arm around him. He got tapped out. I don't want to fight no more.
He's a strange person, and I don't think he should be jerking off.
Is he canceled to you? He like you, man, and I just wish. Okay.
He was just like, yeah.
The identity of a computer and support.
Automatically think of a lot of shit that I don't agree with.
Right.
And I'm okay with either. Gotcha. So women rappers, I've never heard somebody like, yo, yeah, it seems like his first strategy.
Now, I'm not gonna take away from his music. His music is fucking, and that's the reason.
I don't care about that either. And on every single week, so stay tuned.
Nigga who just says shit for attention. He was doing that back on when he did the George Bush don't like. So they probably look real, because you know, like every year they find new species, right? Distance himself from the people he likes.
From all sports.
Yeah, because our mermaids, I just think that they're really ugly. Because if I say that I'm gonna do it, I'm doing it. I've had a reputation as a
real, like when it actually came.
One thing that I did kind of come to the conclusion of, they had to put all this. So I be wanting to know what's in the water. It's closets you got. You feel like you got a bunch of shit to give me, but just he was getting money. He's still probably getting money, but it's like he's
some fault on the parents.
Okay, and there is, and let's talk about.
Be a liar if they said that they stopped listening.
It's just such a it is ignition.
Fuck that nigga. Just throw her that. Hey, dudes, posing with like a dead. The radio show has a musical intro. We forget about it.
But I had interest on the mermaids because there was one on the Discovery Channel a couple years back, and they
like executives that probably knew about this at the label on an official level, not just the homies. Like this was probably Brain Drake. Killers be leaving.
It's a lot of.
That's the worst part. And
in this, it was so sad. I almost the only reason I watched it so I can have he is that nigga. And that's my New Year's resolution. Let's talk about that.
Only. If that's the key in his ignition, if you know what I'm saying.
Patrick.
Completely U-turn. It's over. This should kill a career, but
what I like about what you said is just that, you know what I mean. I like the girl was just there, and then the father
points, and then you can.
Plus, you should have just been a dinosaurs down
there. There's places in like Pennsylvania and stuff where there's like
you gonna be sitting with that other nigga like, look at that, Nicki was on top, like you said. She was
A T-Rex is a.
It's a what?
It's a land.
Still.
The scary part is I don't know where it's gonna go from here.
Yeah.
Jada,
Dr. Dre.
a racist, really. We just find out one by
I heard
one.
Tommy Hilfiger was racist.
I heard Gucci didn't fuck. It was their decision.
Right. It did, and it's like it made. Okay. Yeah. That way.
Now, if coaches were smart, they on New Year's Eve. That's it.
And that shouldn't. And it shouldn't have even been a fuck what he went through.
And that's the scary thing is because we shine the flashlight on him. It was fake, but it was basically like a documentary saying like I have a theory that is gonna happen in 2020, but I'm not sure. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
But the facts in it was say asses. Talk about the fact that he couldn't read. He was like his team.
Now
he used to have the magic touch. I mean, and shout out to Drake.
He didn't start that way. I look up to Childish Gambino because he was very.
Oh, I think you and Ibai, one of the other homies at All That was like,
niggas
no, he
didn't start listening until Redbone.
Right. And then even I think Kentucky was losing. Oh, then Conor.
You know what I mean? But we didn't hear nothing.
But see, that's not.
After that 4 days, I was like, damn, I spent 4 days of my life like and
whoa. How is New Year's resolutions like?
Because both Doughboy and Patrick Cloud, Podcast 101.
Bing, 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 bing.
I'm gonna black in America. In America.
Where do you find the balance? See, that's the thing that people don't understand. Just like we were just talking, he endorses them.
It's over.
They start losing.
Just like Lil B. I can't think of one negative headline she's ever.
Real shock jockish to me, and I'm just like, nigga, I really itchy. And I was working on it all last year, and it was just.
Head is 9 times out of 10. Oh man, see, it's like you head towards good. She's a rapper. Beyonce has bar. I use that word.
That's all good. But back to Nicki Minaj and why I have been kind of losing it.
Quick though, for the Nicki.
Wrong. Like,
well, what happened?
I just there might be on your head, and you're a grown man, and it's sky blue.
You want to blow Drake?
Called Childish Gambino undefeated. I feel like he's Drake. Come on, man. Just keep giving us the fight. Start anything that I'm not going to finish and not. Maybe like it dated all like that.
You should be a rapper. And if I just leave.
And she has so much swag.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, 2 women in the industry, she could have like brought them on that level and they could have like killed together. But now.
Used as a costume.
That's why I always do something last minute. But same thing with Resolution intro.
You be a volume. She did.
And people immediately jumped down her throat. People were saying,
what up? This is your boy Doughboy.
I'm Patrick Cloud.
And you are now watching The Internet Is Under a Slogan. Talking about she not ready. I was like, you motherfuckers. It's
pretty funny though.
I was like,
I didn't know he said lecture.
You know, when I was in high school, this is totally off the topic. When I was in,
no more jerseys.
Yeah.
No more jerseys, Drake.
Yeah, no more jerseys.
Like 2005.
Right, and then that's when you told me, you were like, no. And she's been famous. You can have.
Yeah.
So that's like what I've started telling myself, like, that, I mean, as far as my New Year's resolution, I told like this stuff will happen. Oh, we don't get the footage. Okay, cool. We ain't got the budget for that.
I don't even know if they started it or if the fans started it, and they're just like more perfectionism and consistency from entertainers than they do from themselves. And Boondocks be predictable.
So it's just like a lot, but you have to understand, it's Cosby Show. R.Kelly, it's
5. Hold up. Something that was really, really a bar. He basically said that the worst enemy in your head was like, put that video out.
Right.
But the real problem is what you're saying is like around him. Obviously, he's the problem, but it's
people
like
knew about this, so it wasn't like it was just
the day. It's like the parents. You know what I mean? Like, because I did hear some crazy stuff. It's like you have to accountability goes. I have.
Have you though?
Oh my God, yes. I've never been an R.Kelly fan.
Anything that I'm not gonna do. So if I say it, it has to happen. So it makes me at least made. It's just like I'm telling you, man. Like my mind just
saying,
I'm poopy. 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 I am poopy. I'm 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 poopy.